And we are live. The adult beverages are poured, the kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming, a show about fatherhood, gaming, and new fathers figuring out their gaming lives. My name is Trevor, and I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old.
So let me describe a situation to you. You're working around the house, trying to get something a little fixed, and then something critical to your task falls behind the small crevice of your washer dryer. Jeff, what's a dad to do?
You know what? You send your kid back there. You might think,
Child labor.
you know, what's the best way to reach it? I could, scrounge around with some sort of coat hanger mechanism. But no, live hands, perfect. So, yeah, that's the first time, can I say I've used my son to help me out with work around the house? I don't know.
Yeah.
But something slipped behind the dryer, and he's the perfect size to kind of sluice through. And he was really excited to do it the first part, and then was worried that I'd let him go back there. But he was happy to help. He was like, "Whoa, I get to do something. This is great."
Like paint me a visual picture. So you were holding him by the ankles,
Yep.
like upside down, like give me your lunch money, and just shoving them behind the dryer.
Yeah, basically, and it was they're pretty heavy. I thought I could move the dryer, but holy, they weigh a ton.
I thought you were talking about your kids at first.
No.
Turns out my kids are heavy,
Yeah, that too. He does weigh a lot right now.
but less than a dryer.
Yeah, but no, I was dangling him over top of it, and he was trying to reach back with his, skinny little arms, trying to get back through the dryer vent and between the power cords and stuff. But we got what slipped behind there, which were just coat hangers. But he was really happy to do it, and then he wanted to help do more. And I said, another time, if I need something in the ceiling or behind a wall, I'll let you know.
They're gonna start chucking stuff into small spaces, just hoping they'll be called upon again.
Yeah, exactly. If I need to, wire my house with an Ethernet cord, I can send them, through the vents.
Shove them into the walls.
Yeah.
So Jeff used Kid. It was super effective.
Yeah. They're good for something, Trevor. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I like that from the dad perspective, just nodding. It's yeah, this is starting to pay off.
That's right. Hey, keep this in mind. Dad tip.
Yeah, so I wanted to get into a game I tried this week. And if anything, it was actually the first to share is just a wild kind of first experience. I played Outriders and have been playing Outriders.
Okay.
So it's I'll get more into the game description in a bit, to kind of just give it a nice summation. But to describe my first experience with it, where good friends of mine, and probably my only real gaming buddies I have a chance of connecting with.
Yep.
Problem is most of them don't have kids, so it's just, hey, you guys want to play? Yeah, we're level 80. I'm oh, okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Although they tend to be pretty cool and still bring me along. And most of these games now actually they do level set.
Yeah.
So they'll bring everybody kind of down to the same level so you can do it.
Right.
Which is pretty great. Anyway, so I stay up until midnight.
Whoa.
Like a moron.
Midnight release. Wow.
Like a 20-year-old with nothing better to do. I don't have a 3-year-old who's going to be kicking my face in the next morning to wake up at 6 a.m.
Uh-huh.
But it just felt they were doing it. The game was free on Xbox Game Pass.
Right.
Which as a release, that sounded so cool. And I hadn't been on a game release for a while. Great buddies of mine were doing it. All right, let's give this a shot. This sounds great. So I stay up late.
Yeah.
Again, and I'll reiterate what I said previously. Like a moron. and the damnedest thing, what I didn't realize is that my good friends had been mentioning to me that so me and my 2 buddies are going to do this.
Okay.
In Outriders, there's a party limit of 3.
Oh, no. Okay.
So I was not invited to that party. There was no room for. So there I was. So the whole purpose was to kind of play. Can I play?
Guys, where are you? You left me.
So anyways, no bad sign. And I think if I'd hung around later, we maybe could have swapped, and someone would have came over with me for a while. But just slapping my forehead as if it's not dumb enough that I stayed up late to do this. I'm also the odd man out because I only came after the fact, after they already had made plans, and I didn't realize the numbers. So wonderful. Either way, it's still kind of cool to stay up, have a drink, get into a game when it first launched, kind of that part of excitement going through it. I will say is that what I didn't understand is when you are starting the game, there's a lobby. There's a choice. I didn't notice at first. It says, "What's your online status? Do you
Oh.
want public? Do you want people
Oh.
to kind of just be able to join your game and play?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want private or friends only?" Didn't touch it, so it's just open. And I'm in the midst of the first like couple levels, just kind of shooting around, kind of taking my time, kind of classic dad RPG style as far as reading text, like trying out some stuff. And all of a,
Look at
and all of a
these
sudden,
lore books. Let me just read all these lore books.
and no word of a lie, beside me outruns, and I'm not gonna get the name exactly right, but this is honestly 90% true. Like Shooty McShooty Face 69 comes running up beside me and just starts laying waste to anything, everything in my
Oh,
path.
okay.
And I'm still dad style trying to figure out what the buttons do.
Yeah.
And this guy's got every superpower imaginable, just like laying waste to stuff. I'm like, okay. So that, and I'm reading books. Like I'm reading some of the lore because it's actually kind of a cool story. And he's way ahead, waiting for me like a moron.
Yeah. Hurry
Anyway,
up.
so and the worst part too is like when you get into the cutscenes,
Yes.
you can skip them, but it has to be party voting.
Okay.
So so we keep going in these cutscenes, and he's like, "Shooty McShooty Face 69
Right.
is voting to skip this cutscene," and it's like, "Mr. Shooty McShooty Face, I appreciate that you've probably been through this before, but this is my first time,
Right.
and I want to see it, so I
wanna,
have to wait."
Yeah. I want to read all this text, right? I want to live
Yeah.
this story. Okay.
So lo and behold, eventually he didn't stay in my party. He did abandon me.
Yeah.
And I figured out how to make it private and didn't see it again. But it was just a cacophony of errors where it's like, hey, I can play along with my friends. Oh, there's only 3 and they have 3.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, it's an online game all the time. Oh, hey, here's a young kid who's already been through it 6 times and level
Right.
100, and he wants to skip everything.
Yeah.
Sorry, not gonna stop. It
I mean,
just kept.
At this point, you're playing at what, 1 a.m. or something? Are you still going late at night with this, or is this later on?
No, like, it's pretty early on. Like I think I only put in like again like I was going to be waking up at 6. Like
Right.
hashtag dad life. So I think I probably put in till just about 1:30, and then like
Oh,
kind of
wow.
called it a night. So
That
he'd come in pretty early, and then fairly early on he left. And away I played. But
Okay.
that segues kind of nicely into the actual like game itself. So Outriders, like it's honestly a ton of fun. I'd say it's meaty in the way Gears of War is, if you've ever had a chance to play that one,
Okay.
where everything's very heavy, like the way the blood kind of flies and everything, like it's very visceral, very heavy. Something like Destiny or other such shooters, like they're kind of technical terms, floaty.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, like you're light and easy, and everyone kind of just like pops off. But this one's like you feel like you're this big heavy dude in this big heavy world,
Yeah.
making impacts. But it kind of it even struck me weird, and I'd be curious to see if you ever tried, or even other gaming dads, if they can reach out to us, let me know their experience. But it's a weird time for this to hit, because the story generally is this is a new planet because Earth has failed. The humans have destroyed Earth.
Okay.
A plane or a spaceship has now traveled, hundreds of years to this new planet. They thought it was great. Turns out it's not. And now we're like fighting, and here's like the main conflict.
Okay.
But it comes from this, almost like this kind of climate change type perspective, this environmentalism where humans did not take care of Earth, so it died.
Oh, so it's the future. Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
We couldn't take everybody with us, so only a select few were able to come.
Okay. Yeah.
When you do arrive, it's very much, it ends up being, because the Earth is not what we thought it was, and this new Earth, everything kind of collapses and fights each other. It ends up being very Fallout like.
Oh yeah.
Very Fallout like, as far as decimation, just scraping by an outside threat. So in many ways it ends up being a combination of Destiny, looter shooter, magical elements, kind of fun stuff, Gears of War, cover-based shooting, heavy, visceral, kind of bloody, and then Fallout, surviving outside threat, radiation, destroyed worlds, everything just mashed together.
So how does so just a question from a dad perspective, how much of it is like, are there any microtransactions in it? Like it feels like it's a grindy shooter, so I don't know if that's kind of your take on it, or do you think you could actually complete this game without spending hundreds of hours in it?
Yeah, I think it's fairly. I think where it's going to, there's no transactions currently.
Okay,
There will be.
that's a
So I think
plus.
that's fair to say. There's probably going to be microtransactions at some point. If not that, then probably DLC, as far as like a new level, new world. But you get in, and it's very much play a bunch, get a bunch of resources, get some good drops, get some great stuff. Like there's
Okay.
no cheaters. There's no, as in, I want to buy 50 extra super tokens so I can
Yeah.
get the better guns. Like that does not seem to exist in this game. It's very much play, get your reward. And so far with my playthrough, which I'm still going through the story, been very rewarding. Like cool gear, fun gameplay. I feel sufficiently powered. When as I mentioned previously, when I did eventually play with my friend who was like, double my level, had like all this crazy epic gear, it leveled him down so he could help me in the current level I was at.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
That's a cool feature. Especially
So
for dads when, if I joined in, right, I'm going to be level 0 or A or whatever is beyond 0. You can help me out. So
now that okay, so two cool parts of that. So I did mention that his leveling got down. They have what's called world tiers, right? So as you gain more levels, they increase the world's difficulty. Right.
okay.
So it's world tier 1, world tier 2, 3, 4, 5. You can change that at any time.
Oh,
Even like mid, like I don't know. I think even like mid boss. I think now time doesn't stop when you press start. So I mean, if you're fighting somebody and then you go into the menu, like they will continue to shoot you.
yeah, yeah.
But
Okay.
for instance, I was going against this one lava worm monster, and I was going solo, so I was having a hard time with it, and I felt it was kind of cheap. It's like I just want to get past this thing. Like I busted the world tier all the way down to the bottom, got through it,
Wow.
got out, and then like pushed it back up. So like that's very dad friendly. Saving system, very dad friendly. The leveling matching when you do play with other people, again, like just all very great. No microtransactions. Grindy, I think, would be the end game. So if you kind of, and very much in the exact sense that Destiny is that we're going to continue to play this incredibly difficult raid until we get this one particular drop that has like a 5% drop rate, which means I need to do this very.
Yeah.
So so I just dropped. How about
Yep.
okay? Can you hear me now?
Yep. Yep. All good.
Okay, am I on Wi-Fi? Okay. Yep. So grindy from the Destiny sense in that if I want to get this super exotic gear, this high level stuff, I have to play this one quest like 50 times. Keep trying it, keep trying until I get it. Like that's where it probably would come in. But otherwise, the actual gameplay thus far, just a ton of fun. I think like enough of the encounters are fun that you would enjoy going throughout it otherwise. Because what I'll say here, so my favorite perspective shift on this game, and the best way to think about it, I read it from an article, Game Review.
Yeah.
They said that I'm having a real hard time. Like I keep dying. Like I can't really seem to get into these battles. I'm running from cover and I seem to be dodging bullets. And like, no. The cover's not for you. The cover is for your enemies. Like with the superpowers, like you are really supposed to just charge in and just start blasting them.
Oh, okay. So
Right.
it
The one guy
flips it.
so this one guy, he has something where he'll block all the bullets. All the bullets stop, and then as soon as like it runs out, it just shoots it back at them.
Okay. Yep.
This other one, it will send fire through the ground, and like it hits this one character. If he dies, it explodes as a huge grenade. You can set people on fire. You can pull health, and a lot of the abilities pull health in the sense that like you run up to them, turn them into kind of like an ash husk, but you regain life. So you're supposed to run in, guns
Yeah.
blazing, set a bunch of things on fire, explosions, like get down in health a bunch, but then just assume that when you do finally do some damage, you'll regain a bunch of that health you just lost.
Right.
So
More aggressive play. I guess people see that weighty cover shooter and they think automatically like, oh, this is for me, and I should like pop and shoot, pop and shoot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what I was doing too. But then I read that article and I kind of applied that a bit more, and
Yeah.
it becomes a lot funner. And I'll say that the when I did play with my buddies finally, like it changed the game. It is so wild when you have a couple of these Outriders who combine to, I set them on fire, you like do some explosion thing, and combined it causes this massive silly effect.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it gets so fun to the point of which after I go through the story the first time, I'll probably actually play it online with some people
Yeah.
because I think it's so good. Like it's such a difference. It's really meant to be played with more than one person.
Yeah.
Not that it's not fun by myself, but ultimately, like it just changes the game when you're with another. So
Right.
it would be a blast.
And when you're by yourself, you don't have any AI partners, right? It's just you.
No,
Yeah.
it's just
Okay.
yourself. Yeah.
Well, that's
But-
that's kind of a interesting point because I don't know. We've talked about online a lot, and it's like, meh, not really like into it. But the fact that this game kind of wants you to do that and allows you to do that, and you're interested in doing that, that's good. And this is Square Enix, right? Like this is
Yeah.
this is
So
very interesting for them to take on. So
It's an interesting diversion. You can sort of tell it when it gets into the story and some like the magic elements. You can see
oh
their sort of influence on it. It's certainly miles away from a Final Fantasy game,
yeah,
but it's kind of like if Square Enix had to do a Destiny, like this certainly feels like, and then people can fly like they're from Bulletstorm.
oh neat.
So that you're getting all these like you can kind of see all these various developers you know and love combining for this.
Yeah.
Really great game. It's a blast. It's fun. It's a way to kind of say it.
Interesting. I might have to. Well, I don't know. I kind of wrote it off as like a but hearing your review, maybe I'll
did it.
dive in. Like,
At some point, we should find a way to get you Game Pass. Just so like,
I agree. Well, when this show is top tier, right?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
these listeners out here, we will get Game Pass.
yeah,
Play a bunch of
exactly.
games.
Yeah, so Outriders, I think it's Gaming Dad approved for sure. I highly recommend folks take a look at it.
Nice.
Now, I have to wonder if Shooty McShooty Face himself is a father.
Maybe.
I'm not sure with a name like that if he would be a father. If he is, if he'd really allow his kid to play the game.
Right.
Perhaps that is a father's account and he's playing it with his son. And if that is the truth, we would then potentially award him Gaming Dad Victory of the Week. But it's not the truth, and instead we have a really great Gaming Dad Victory of the Week to get into.
Gaming Dad Victory of the Week. Each week we feature an exceptional gaming dad, and often their kids, who are doing fatherhood and gaming so well.
So this week's Gaming Dad Victory of the Week goes to What the Dad Said.
What'd he say?
So we came across them on Instagram. The video just cut out for me.
Yeah, it's back.
Okay. When that happened, were you able to still hear me? Or
No.
oh, okay. I could hear you, which is interesting.
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah, I don't know where this issue is coming from. It's gonna be a pain. Problem with I love the live for anybody listening live or watching the live recording later. It's like,
You're like, what the?
what did they do?
What are they doing? Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll take it from just the intro of it. I wonder if I should play the banner again.
Yeah, go for it.
Combine it. Be easier to combine for a video. All right, let's get rid of you. Let's go with the brand and hit it again. We love this video.
Gaming Dad Victory of the Week. Each week we feature an exceptional gaming dad, and often their kids, who are doing fatherhood and gaming so well.
So this week's Gaming Dad Victory of the Week goes to What the Dad Said. Now, we came across this account on Instagram and then were led to a really great website that offers an awesome slice of life for dads and parents, and a little bit of gaming, a little bit of life, a little bit of life hacks, traveling, just a lot of great stuff. So we're immediately drawn to it, and we're really happy to get these folks on as Gaming Dad Victory of the Week. So the post itself that brought us in was regarding his son becoming a gamer, or we have a gamer in the house, as the post went. So if we mention it from the gaming dad himself, we have a gamer child in our house. Actually, two. Both Tigger and Rue love the game. Wait, do we have three? Well, at this rate, yes, because Piglet always wants to play and get involved. I think those are like awesome nicknames for their kids, which I adore. So here's Tigger in our gaming room. He chose to have his PS4 in there so he could be near me and also watch what I'm doing. Yeah, like that. God, that is cool. Man, if I can imagine, if you have a gaming room, if you have kind of a gaming spot, if your kid has a Switch, PS4, or something like that. No, I want to have my gaming system in your room so we can be together, so I can see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool, just even with this picture, if people can see it. I'm pretty sure my oldest has the same headphones, so
oh, nice.
I should get the same gaming chair to match, because I think that's a cool combo to have in there too. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's fully color coordinated. Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. So as I said, so this account is What the Dad Said. Worth a look on Instagram and other socials. As I said, slice of life. Dad, interesting stuff. They did some game reviews, product reviews, ton of stuff. It looks like a great family as it goes in. But I think one of the real tickets here is the website, whatthedadsaid.com. Offers, again, a perfect slice of life. This is a super active blog, posting every other day or like kind of weekly, breaking it up into dad life, family, and travel. So what they do for storing stuff in the garage, Lego review of Darth Vader. They have a diary. We're currently going through COVID-19 as of this recording. So diary of COVID-19 lockdown. Sims 4 as a dad review.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
We love a dad review here. So
yeah, absolutely.
Review Disney Plus. You get to see like it's that sort of content that we like to consume, because it's like we're right in that mix together. So again, for having a dad dream of a kid joining you in a gaming room to participate in gaming, and otherwise putting out such a great capture, a great slice of life, of dad life, family life, and gaming life, What the Dad Said has won this week's Gaming Dad Victory of the Week. Congratulations.
Yay.
If you would like to be nominated or know somebody else deserving, please get a hold of us at our website, newdadgaming.com.
So from there, Jeff, we had previously talked about on an episode, there was some issues with one of yours who was starting to have some nightmares at night, and it being quite disruptive. And you had mentioned that there's kind of more updates on how that had been going, because obviously it's fairly, from a dad perspective, it's quite a sad thing to hear about, and be curious to know how things are getting along.
Yeah, well, again, if people listen, like a couple episodes back, my oldest son had a few nightmares that was keeping him up. We thought we had solved it, so we went through a bunch of things, talking to him, calming him down, trying to see what the fear was, talking through it, even exposing himself to the fear just to kind of get used to it throughout the day. And, night when it comes in, that's when his imagination runs away, talking about that. So things were going well for a couple weeks, but have come back pretty severely. So each night has been almost like a 2-hour talk. And my wife's been excellent with him, like just working through his emotions. Again, if people like our longtime listeners, my oldest he has ADHD, so a lot of that factors into these as well, where he can't like properly regulate his emotions. And so he can go from 0 to 100 quite quickly, and it's hard to kind of not only talk about the nightmare, but to calm him down first. So we've had a few sleepless nights just trying to get him through it, and I think we're getting better. Right now it's spring break, or like April break, as it was pushed back. So he's in with his little brother. They're sleeping together for about a week. So we're hoping that kind of calms everything down. And when it's time to go back to his room, when school starts up again, that he can kind of handle it. So it isn't any one fear necessarily. It's just he doesn't like being in his room. And I'm hoping that this little like sleepover party thing is going to help it, or Trevor, it might be the absolute opposite of that, and he gets used to it and he doesn't want to go back, which we might even consider doing both in one room.
And how is the brother accepting of that? Is it happy to help or?
He is amazing. So my youngest is totally accepting.
Oh, wonderful.
Wants him to feel good. Wants him there. We'll ask him to, are we having a sleepover tonight? And like, honest to God, I don't know if it was the other way, if my oldest would be so accommodating. It's just
Probably not.
their personalities are totally different. So yeah, no, my youngest is completely accepting, and it's very heartwarming to see that, how he cares so much about his big brother and wants to help. So maybe this is like the dryer thing mentioned at the beginning, where my oldest helped out the family and my youngest wants to do his part by allowing his older brother to sleep over. So we'll get through it. I'll report back again if anything kind of settles, and if there's any like other kind of theories or things that we've done that have helped out. I'm happy to share that. Hopefully it helps somebody out there that is probably experiencing nightmares with their kids, and each one is different, but tons of things to try out. So it has been a wild ride.
Yeah, that one's just tough too, because there's if he needs help building something, if he has questions, if he has, something he wants to explore that you can guide him through, like you have the capability to do something. But when it's mental like that, I'm going to sleep, and when I sleep, I have these terrors, and I have to deal with, like, that's not what. Similarly, like when my wife went through some of her stuff, there was that powerlessness in some ways where I can't work harder to make this better. There's only there's a very limited range of what you can do, and you just work within it because you got nothing else you can do.
Yeah.
Are you guys like the ideas that you mentioned about trying to assist with it? Did that come from some place where the resources you had kind of leaned on? Was it a bit of just gut feeling, like this feels like a few things to try? Like how did you approach trying to come up with solutions?
Yeah, so we reached out, just a group of parents out there as well, just to see if they've had the same experiences. My wife's been reading a lot of books and websites and just different things to try. So we've kind of gone through that as just trial and error, see what's working, see what's not. And then actually we're going to go to like professional resources just to see if, we're doing everything we can to help them through it, because we don't want it to hang on longer than it should. Every kid gets scared once in a while, but it's been consistent enough where it's affecting his day-to-day, right? So we are going to go to those resources and just see what they say and if they can help a little bit differently doing it virtually. But, we're willing to try anything, and that's kind of what a parent's about. You just, no shame in asking for help. Just go out there and see, what can help you out. So we're hoping something helps him out, and he's not so, he needs a good night's sleep to wake up the next morning and be his energetic self. So it's a little much when he's overtired and he's just like climbing the walls. So
well, keep us posted, because that's as I said, the problem with like there's only so much you can do to solve it, and it's like slow and methodical, and you just have to keep trying stuff. So definitely keep us posted, because I imagine it makes me think about what would my next step be if my kid right now came like running, interrupting the podcast, and just like screaming around like that. God, when's the last time we had a real proper kid interruption?
I don't know. It's been a while, but now you've put it out to the universe, so it will happen. It will happen now.
Should not have opened my mouth. I think it might have been. We'd have to review back to like old episodes, but I think we're probably about 30 episodes now in the queue at
I think
least.
so.
So
it's been a while.
Everybody who's listening, knock on wood. Let's see. Now, onto something a bit more jovial. So as I understand it, on a happy news within your household, there was a birthday.
Yeah.
And there was a very particular way of celebrating this birthday.
Yes. So my 8-year-old is now 8, and his birthday, he was super excited. Not for the birthday party that we would have, which was, our immediate family and presents and stuff. He was happy to have that, but he was really, really excited to have his birthday in Animal Crossing.
Oh my God.
So
are we talking like, so, we have a ranking list. I'm excited for number 4, presents, number 3, cake, number 2, I don't know, party. And then number 1 is like Animal Crossing. Was it that jaded?
Let me just tell you that he put in a Google reminder into Google Home. And when it went off the next day, he dropped what he was doing. I think he was on the PlayStation. Dropped what he was doing, and he looked at me like, "It's my birthday." Isabel's gonna say my birthday, which is a character in the game. She's gonna announce my birthday. I have to get to Animal Crossing. So it's
Lord.
that excitement level. That is where we were at. So
Wow.
yeah. So this game just takes over your life if you let it to. So my son was super happy to have his birthday, which works off your birth date, obviously, in the game, announced in game, and then the little neighbors bring you to a surprise birthday party where you not only they give you like in-game costumes, right? So you can't earn it any other way. You get a little birthday cake hat and some other random present for you.
Oh Lord.
You do a little piñata. You smash a piñata. They give you cupcakes, which you go out and hand out to other villagers. Honest to God, this was like one of the best birthdays he's ever had, and it's within Animal Crossing, and it was just delightful. I watched part of it. It lasts all day. At night, KK Slider, the little band guy, comes out with his guitar, sings a happy birthday song. On it, like they put a lot of effort into this, which is hilarious to see. But no, he right in there, loved it, loved every minute of it. Best 8th birthday of all time. It was great.
The Google. I'm just trying to process this. This is wild. So, like the game has such a whole. Because I can remember my birthdays. Like it was all like the gifts and the cake and like if we're having a party that year, like all the excitement. And I thought that would transcribe over to the video game I like to play is having a big, huge, like part gonna have like some special like costumes for me. Like I really want to get in there. Like yowza, like that's crazy. And I gotta wonder how like immediately like I did a YouTube search for the video portion of this recording, and it's just like hundreds and hundreds of videos of like my birthday video.
Yep.
So it seems to be a part of it.
Oh yeah, I have. He took plenty of movies and screenshots with a Nintendo, so I have all that kind of marked off in memory. But
Is that on our Instagram?
one of it is, and this is the other one. So if we can see, I'll put this one up too. He took a
there it
screenshot
is.
of himself outside his door saying "Happy Birthday" to me. Oh, and you get a little letter, in-game letter from your mom. It says, "You've turned another year, son. You know, happy birthday to you." So he's like, "Oh, this is great." So
That's amazing. So I got it up on the video here, and it's just so he's in a scuba diving outfit.
Yes,
as
he
you
is.
do. He's got his birthday hat. Like all the animals have massive letter or musical notes over their head.
Yep.
Everything just adorned with like happy birthday and like cake and everything. Like,
Oh yeah.
man,
It's a whole event. This is
some way too. Like, I mean, for the game to put this much effort into people feeling special. Like, I do really like birthdays feeling special.
yeah.
Like, I think what I might, as the kids keep getting older, I really want it to be like, it's a full day. Like, it's your day. This is big. Like, I do like birthdays in the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to see that type of enthusiasm for it for the kids as well, like mimicked in a game.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Now, when it's your birthday, Jeff, are you going to run to Animal Crossing, get your hat?
I will guarantee you that my son will grab me and say, "It's your birthday in the game now."
Have to go.
Because we have co-op. I will come in with you and see if I can attend your birthday party in game with you. So I will let you know in July when that happens. I
That would be
guarantee you
pretty
it is a given. He will want to come in
God.
and remind me of my birthday. So
That is another update you have to give us. Now
for sure.
Now, sorry, just remembering that another game popular in your household, Stardew Valley.
Yes.
Do they have any birthday mechanics that you know
They, not that I know of.
of? Weak. What a terrible game.
I know. I don't like, not that I can remember. Nothing like this for sure. So yeah, the other games need to step up, right?
Yeah,
Your birthday is a big day, especially in games. So
Especially in Animal Crossing birthday.
that's right. Yeah,
All right, so countdown to your birthday. Cannot wait
that's right.
to see how that all goes down. But with that happy note, we'll wish Jeff's son a happy birthday. I know we're not Animal Crossing. We're just a good old popular podcast, but
That's right.
what can you say? But we will wrap it up for the week. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. This has been New Dad Gaming. If you would like to get a hold of us, you can find us at our website, newdadgaming.com, where we post the latest episodes as well as any other game reviews or other items we've mentioned. You can also find us on social. You can find us at Instagram and Twitter and Facebook at New Dad Gaming. If you like, we'd love to hear from you. If you have a story for Gaming Dad Victory of the Week, if you have thoughts on Animal Crossing birthdays, if you've gone through child nightmares yourself, if you're enjoying Outriders and want to join my awesome clan, then please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. If you would like to subscribe to the podcast, you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, any of the major podcasting platforms. If you like the show at all, we would really, really appreciate a like on those platforms, and especially comments, and a share as we try to get out to as many gaming dads as possible. We got to fill up these gaming birthday rooms somehow.
That's right. Yeah.
Yours in July, mine's in September. We have a big time opportunity to just blow up our birthday parties in Animal Crossing, if nothing else. Or maybe Outriders. We can go like blow up people.
Hey.
So each one you blow up is like a birthday candle. It'd be beautiful. And until next, again, thank you so much for listening. Until next week, my name is Trevor, and I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 10-year-old and a new 8-year-old.
There it is. All right. See you next week.
All right. See you.